Okay, peeps, welcome back. So today we're going to be going over the dividend announcement from the YieldMax distributions for the option income strategy ETFs. Let's get it. So the first thing that I would like to show you guys here is that we have purchased just today before the X date tomorrow some shares of NVDY. As you guys know, we bought some shares of SQUE as well. So there is that. But with that being said, let's go over these distributions. So Tesla, unfortunately, kind of has dropped month over month. It's 15 cents a month less now than what it was last month, but the dividends that we got paid from NVDY more than offset that because the can't remember exactly what the dividends were last month, but the dividends this month for NVDY are way higher than they were last month by a long shot. And we still hold the majority of our NVDY shares. We haven't really done much with it. So Tesla's at 40 cents. That's kind of due to the decline in price. It's not really surprising, but like we told you guys before, Tesla itself, the underlying, is oversold on the RSI. And the last two times that this happened, Tesla had a massive run up. So we kind of are expecting at some point in the future for something similar to take place. And hopefully with that, the distribution will go back up, and so will the share price of Tesla. So OARC is at 38 cents a share, or you basically have 55% and 36%. Apple 17 cents a share. It's a meager 11%, but again, this is more than the actual Apple stock pays. NVIDIA was an absolute beast this month. It's $1.53 per share, 69%. I believe NVIDIA right now is pushing to around $700, which is absolutely insane. But we did tell you guys that we thought that NVIDIA was going to be the kingmaker of the AI sector, the AI chips. Reason being is because very similar to Coinbase, being an on and off ramp for cryptocurrencies, basically allowing buyers and sellers, corporations and stuff to accumulate and offload their positions. NVIDIA is also making the AI chips for individuals and also companies. So in the gold rush, it was better to be the one selling the shovels than digging for the gold, because you could always be sure that there was somebody that was going to come around looking to try to find some gold, right? Very similar situation here. So AMZ, you got 35%. We still have I think 12 shares of that. So 68 cents per share. FB, well, you guys know what happened with Facebook. It went up 20% after they announced a dividend and absolutely destroyed their earnings expectations. So $1.17 on that one, 61%. GUI, we still have our GUI shares, 42 cents on that, 28%. Enflea was an absolute whopper this month, 125 per share, 78%. Coney, we still have shares of Coney, as you guys can see here on the platform. If I scroll up a little bit here, you guys see we still have our Coney shares here. Definitely going to accumulate some more, that's for sure. So Coney, $1.07, 67%. MSFO was quite a bit higher this month, 68 cents, 35%. DSO, 30 cents, 17%. Zomo, which is the ExxonMobil one, or basically crude oil, 22 cents at 15%. Again, we have told you guys that the U.S. is currently, how do I describe it? They're currently drilling 13 million barrels of oil per day. Why they decided to come out and do that when they basically were stopping the oil drilling for eons at this point is beyond me, but apparently that's what they're doing now. So that explains why the yield is so low. JP Morgan Chase, 23 cents, 14%. And what I mean by the yield being so low is basically the more oil that is drilled, generally speaking, the less valuable the oil per barrel is going to be, which means that the share prices of the companies that are in oil are going to go down. That's, typical laws of supply and demand. So, okay, where were we? Okay, so JPMO, 23 cents, 14%. AMDY. This is the reason why we picked it up. And of course, AMDY has been a very strong performer in terms of dividend payouts for the last several months. So we think it's a good time to pick it up. So $1.67, about 88%. PYPY, which is the PayPal one, 40%, 65 cents. Squee, 38 cents, 22%. MRNY, 59 cents at just under 36%. And AIYY is 40 cents at 29%. Now, you guys will probably notice here that they don't have either the YMAG or YMAX distributions on here. Once again, we didn't pick any up just yet because we didn't think they were going to have a distribution this particular month. Turns out we were right, so we decided to buy some Squee and some Coney instead. And yeah, with that being said, this is the dividends from the YieldMax ETFs. Not as crazy as last month, but you know, I mean, the months are going to vary. That's just the way this works. We've known that for eons, and we don't plan on changing anything at this point in time. But one thing I will say is NVDY. We actually scroll up here to NVDY. Well, actually, let's first find NVIDIA. So you guys can see NVIDIA is at $665 a share. It just absolutely moonshot recently. And of course, you know, the price of NVIDIA is going to go down based on the payout. But as you guys can see, NVIDIA is already pulling back. That's fine. But NVIDIA is one of the higher priced YieldMax ETFs at this point in time. And we are sitting in the money on the Webull account. So if after the X date this thing still goes back up to $26+ per share, we're going to go ahead and get out and then reposition back in according to our strategy. But we're sitting roughly, I think, about $120 in profit on NVDY at this point in time. But the dividends that we got paid from this was about $180. So the share count, which was 120 times the dividend yield, so $1.50 per share, comes out to about 180. So I'm glad we did not sell for a profit. We still would have made money, which was around $100 at the time, but we would not have made as much money. So I'm glad that we held back and decided to wait and just simply hold our shares. So anyways, with that being said, this is the distributions for the YieldMax ETFs for the month of February. Hope you all enjoyed this content. Let us know what you guys think about YMAG and YMAX down below, whether you guys think it's going to have a higher yield, a lower yield, and whether you are planning on buying some or not. So anyways, like, comment, subscribe, and we will see y'all later. Peace.